Hello everybody, Gail here. How are you doing? I'm going to say good morning because this is Saturday morning and I just wanted to jump on and share some goodies that I got yesterday. We all love to share our goodies, don't we? I mean, that's part of the fun is, hey, look what I got and look at this. And that's why we go shopping with friends, is because we want to share the things that we see. So, I thought I want to share with you guys what I got yesterday. It's not a big haul, but I'm very pleased with what I got. My husband and I live in the mountains of Tennessee, and we're not too far across the line, the state line, from North Carolina. My husband, Thursday night, he said, let's go for a drive tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, okay, great. Where are we going? And he said, well, we haven't been over to Boone for a while. So I'm like, yeah, let's go hit some antique stores. And that's what we did. We also do some picking when we go out because we ourselves have a small antique booth in Johnson City, Tennessee. So we're always looking for items that we can resell or fix up, upcycle, and then resell. But I was on the hunt yesterday for things for my journals. And I found a few things, so I'm going to share them with you. And I think I'm going to start with this pile because I've got 3 books here, and the reason I have this sitting up here is because when I take it off, there is a glare on the books. So I'm going to move these out of the way for the moment. I'll move all these out of the way for the moment. And you can see the glare right here. So I got 3 books. These 2 were from one antique mall, and then this one was from another antique mall. I have purchased 2 books similar to these last year at this antique store, and I went back because I was looking for a particular style of book that I had purchased last year, and of course they were all gone, which is usually the case. If you don't buy it when you see it, you know that old saying, you snooze, you lose. So, but I did find these, and they're similar to one that I already have, except this one is a little bit larger. I was looking for one that was, I can't get me all in the camera, even much larger than this one, but I was fine with these. And these are those French textbooks. This one is dated 1769, and I just love these books. These are the books that have the cotton rag paper. And this one, she had a lot of this size, this style, and they were different subjects. The reason I got this one was I just loved this stamp right here. And it's like, yes, I have to have that. And I'll definitely be scanning that. You'll see it show up somewhere, I'm sure. But basically, it's all text. It's all French. But it's that cotton rag paper that so many of us love. And so I was real happy to snag that one. And then this one, again, is a little bit larger, and same deal, different. She had a few of these, not a whole lot, and they were different subject matter. And let's see, this one is 1819, so it's a little newer than the other one. So again, it's all French. This paper I found, and look at that wonderful foxing. The paper is thinner than this one. I'm just feeling, yeah, this paper is much thinner, but it's still, I believe, some kind of rag paper. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It never fails. I'm just going to bring this up so you can see. And again, it's just all text, but it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. I was looking, yes. This paper, I don't know if you can see. This paper has got wonderful patina around the edges, but do you notice that the inside of the paper compared to this one is wider? So I liked that too, that I've got 2 different colors. And of course the 2 different sizes. So those were 2 of my favorite scores yesterday. Find a place to sit those. But I think this was my most favorite score yesterday because of the price. Those two French books that I showed you, they were a bit pricey. I did get a discount. If you've ever shopped in an antique store and you don't know this, you can always ask for a discount when you check out. And most antique malls, they're not going to offer it to you unless you ask. But most of them have some kind of discount where if you spend X amount of dollars, they'll give you 10% off. And I'm like, 10% is 10%. So if you don't know that, just nicely ask when you check out. It's like, you know, is there any kind of discount on this? And like yesterday, those two books I bought, their rule was you have to spend $25 and then they'll give you 10%. The mall that we're in, if you ask, your purchase has to be over $20 and then they'll give you 10%. So each mall is a little different, but it never hurts to ask. Some of them may not give you one, but so far, every mall I've ever shopped, and I have shopped antique malls and antique stores for over 20 years, and I've never had one tell me they couldn't give me a discount unless the vendor themselves have put out, because the vendor has to agree to it. Now, sometimes you will run into a vendor who won't offer a discount, and then the antique mall has to tell you, I'm sorry, this vendor doesn't discount. So, but it never hurts to ask. It took me years to learn that. I was always afraid, just like, well, I don't want to offend anybody. You won't offend them if you ask nicely. So there it is. If you didn't know that, now you do. So I didn't even ask on this one because I got this entire book. It's now the cover is off. That's the way it came. It's a German Bible. Look at that. And it's dated 1881. I got this for $12. It's not in the greatest shape as far as the covers go, but inside the papers are very thin, but they're nice papers. They don't, when you bend them or fold them, there's no cracking going on. And the font, you can tell the age of it by the font they used. I hope I'm not getting blurry when they printed it. So she said $12 and I said, okay, that's mine. So you'll be seeing these in my journals and my folio packs. Who knows where else, but look at that. This will last me a lifetime. So I may be sharing some of these too. We never know. So that is my book haul. There's the back of it. It's got like a chalice on it. And then the front's got that cross. It's a embossed cover. I don't think it's leather. I don't think it's leather. I'm not sure what it is. But it's got embossing and debossing on the covers. So those were my book hauls yesterday, and I was very pleased with them. And then the booth that I got the French books from, I happened to discover this as I was getting ready to check out. Excuse me, I need to put my glasses on. Nope, that didn't help. Let's take the glasses off. This is part of newspaper pages, and it's dated 1806. And the note that was with it says that it is news and events during the rule of Napoleon Bonaparte, the Emperor of France. So it's got information in there like on the news and I guess, you know, events happening. This one is, I believe that's, I don't know what the month is. Is that May? Is that June, July? I don't know. 1806. And then I love the stamps. I think each page has a stamp on it. And of course it's in French, so I can't read it, except I know that's Turkey, something about Turkey, Constantinople, and Naples, Italy, and here's Russia. So it must be things, current events in those countries. Here's something to do with the theater. Again, I see the word theater. And you see the water stains and the, can you see there's a blue tint right there? Well, what really got me about these newspapers is as I was going through them, let's see if I can, lovely aging, just lovely. And again, this is some kind of rag paper, and I can almost feel the text. The older ones I've been finding, like the ones from the 1700s, a lot of those I don't have a lot, but the ones that I've had in my hands, is you can feel the text almost like they're embossed. So I don't know, something to do with the way they printed back then. But so then I came to this next one, and this is another month. I guess that's the day in the month, so I'm going to say that's maybe the day, and that's the month, because this changed, but that stayed the same. And again, Hungary, Italy, Russia, Denmark, varieties, so they must, events, theater, I said events, current events at that time in those countries, and then I guess whatever was going on in the theater world, varieties, that type of thing. But do you notice that there are blue tints on the edges? Well, I just learned that they used to make blue paper over in France. Now, I don't know if they did it back in this day, but what made me think about it, oh, and look at this. Someone taped this a very long time ago, because that is not a faux age tape. That's been on there for a long time. As I was going through these, this is what I kept coming against. Here's another one. This is May. So that's got to be the day and then the month, because it's a day and then a date. All right, so get to where you're going, Gail. Then I came to this page. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but this entire signature is on blue paper. I thought, oh, it's stained. But I opened it up, and no, the paper's blue. Let me grab just something this is a creamy white, okay? Now you can see it. It's blue. It's absolutely fabulous. I'm so in love with this. So I don't know how far back. I thought it was more of a modern thing that, not modern, but like early 1900s that they printed blue paper in France. I don't know enough about it. But this whole signature is printed on blue paper. So that was another wonderful find at the same, like I said, the same booth where I got those French books. So then I was also just looking, I love to collect postcards to put in my journals. So I just found these vintage postcards. Like this one, it's got some writing on it, but the stamp was 1 cent, but there's no date on it, so it may have never been sent. And then this one, I thought this was cool. And this one is hard to read the date, but can you read it? Tell me what it says. It looks like something 19, so maybe 1919. I'm not gonna say for sure. And then, isn't that beautiful? I love that one. I love the green roof on the white building. That is Mount Pleasant House in the White Mountains. There's nothing on the back. but there is a little information there. White Mountains. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the White Mountains is. And then this old vintage card of the Waldorf Astoria in New York. And this one is actually written on, and I can't, the date is just, you can't read it. But there is a letter. They were writing back to Mr. and Mrs. Harold Hall in Maine, telling them that they were staying at this hotel. That one I know is in New York. And then always my favorite is onto the fabrics. I found this in a package. Button bows. Did you notice? Do you notice the picture here? Okay. These are what she's wearing over her buttons. Are these not cool? They're attached. See the seam there? They're attached there. There's another one on that side. And then they have a slit here. So this must go up over the button. Let's see how she's got it. Yeah, this goes up over the button. How it stays, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it stays on the button. I don't know how it stays. I'm thinking about I don't have a button on my shirt, so I can't try it. But anyway, there was a pair of these. Is that a pair? Yeah. Those are, yeah, because those are connected. So I thought those were really cool. So those will find their way into a journal. Button bows by Babe. No dates or anything. I'm looking at her hat. What do you think? 30s? 40s? Not sure. Oh, then I found this little, like, a table runner. It's quite long. Quite long. But I liked the lace on it. So that I can use the lace in journals. I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't, I know it wasn't over $5, so that's a good amount of lace for not a lot amount of money. Then I got these. Guys, I have enough doilies. In fact, I told my husband that yesterday, because he's got to the point now, he's like, look, there's doilies over there. I'm like, I got enough doilies. But there's something about doilies in there. So I found these, and I thought, well, I'm going to get these because there's two of them. They're still tied together. But there's two of them. And I thought, well, these would be fun I can cut these apart and do different things with them in a journal. So, yes, I gave in. See, it's kind of in a square shape. I gave in and I bought more doilies. But I justified it. Yeah, I can cut these apart. Let's see. $4.96 for 2 doilies. So I'm like, yeah, I can cut these apart, use them. And then this, I really liked this. I found this at another antique mall. That's attached. We're not going to pull on it. Let me move this. I don't know if you can. It's a nice little, just a table protector probably. You know, we used to put these on tables, and when they used to have, remember when they, well, a lot of you don't, but when they used to have end tables, you would put little doilies and little table mats. I can't remember the name of them right now, but again, I thought the lace on this was pretty, and it does have some stains, but you know, that's what happens when they're aged. I'm not sure if I will even try to clean it. I don't know enough about cleaning vintage fabrics. And years ago, I thought I was cleaning one, and actually it just kind of fell apart in my hand. So ever since then, I've been a little leery about cleaning vintage fabrics. I've gone out and I've researched, and it just seems like they go to a lot of trouble. They go to a lot of trouble with the cleaning, and that's just not me. So I will either cut around them or I will keep them because they're vintage and that's the style that I work in. But this could work as something on a journal cover, or cutting it apart for the lace, or inside the journal as part of a page. So there are opportunities in this little piece, and I think this was like $2.50. And then I've been on the lookout for little baby dresses. I don't know if you've seen one of my recent tall and skinnies. I used part of a baby dress in it, and I don't. It was the only one I had, so I've been on the lookout. And I go out to eBay, and I've got a search set up on eBay for baby dresses and baby clothes and doll clothes. You see this little bit of embroidery down here, and that's sweet, and the little scallops on the bottom. But on eBay, sometimes they get quite expensive, or at least the ones that I like. So I got these. These were under $5. I don't remember the exact price because the tag's not on it. But I thought this would be really cute with the scallops, and especially the little embroidery part. I'm sorry if it doesn't show up really well on camera. It's very light. But I thought this would be beautiful as a flounce or a layer on the bottom of a journal. And it's blue. Very pretty blue. And I'm getting ready to start on a journal with blues in it. So I don't know. This might show up. Never know. And then I found this one in the same place. It's kind of the same style, but it's more plain. It's more like a little slip. But again, can you see? I don't want to make it blurry. Can you see the little scallops? Maybe if I do this. There we go. Sweet little scallops on the bottom. Again, and around the armholes. So again, a sweet little flounce on the bottom of a journal. And I even thought, with this piece, let me do the blue just because it's easier to see on camera. But to layer, if you took something flouncy like this and then did layers of lace over it on the bottom, I just think that'd be really, really pretty. So I had ideas, when I saw these. And then we hit Goodwill. Okay, don't laugh. This is the teeniest, tiniest skirt I think I've ever seen. I've been on the lookout for a child's denim jacket, but I've not had a whole lot of luck in the thrift stores. I didn't want to pay a lot of money. I just was hoping that one day I'd come across one in the thrift stores. Well, I came across this skirt, and I thought, well, that's even better. It has a flounce on the bottom of it. And I can see that using that part in a journal. The waistband could be used in a journal. Look at this. The teeniest pocket, I can barely get my finger in it. But wouldn't that be a cute little faux pocket, or even a real pocket for something really tiny to stick in a journal? And then on the back, you've got these two pockets that you could take off and use as a pocket in a journal. But I've got enough here. I've got enough flounce to do more than one journal if I wanted. So that was $2.99. It's just like $2.99. Look at all the fabric I've got and I can use. And the button, I don't even know. That's just oh no, it snaps. There's no zipper. It just snaps. But even this part, the zipper cover part, could be used for something. The belt loops. So there's possibilities with this teeny tiny little skirt. It almost made me wish I had or knew a teeny tiny little girl to give it to, because I think it's absolutely adorable. So anyway, those were my purchases yesterday. Excuse me. We had a lot of fun. We hit a lot of different antique stores and Goodwill. Oh, and something else I wanted to show you. I I don't know about you, but when I finish a journal, sometimes I don't always have another something in mind. Or when I finish, let's say, when I finish a project, I don't always have another project ready to go. A lot of times it's still percolating in the brain. So what I try to do is something constructive in my studio that I've been putting off or been too busy to do. And I have my sari silk. I wanted to show you what I did. I mean, this is not necessarily for you, but I was pleased with it. A couple years ago, I had a lot of sari silk. And a couple years ago, it was just all, it was a mess in a box. You know, there was no organization. It was just strands of sari silk. So I sat down one day and I put a movie on Netflix or YouTube, and I sat here and I just started wrapping balls of sari. And I came up, you know, depending on how much sari I had, you know, different sizes. And then I just threw them all in a box. In fact, hold on. I got the box sitting over here. One of these clear plastic boxes. So this was full of these balls of sari silk. And they were sitting on my shelf. I don't have a lot of horizontal space. I've got quite a bit of vertical space, but my husband custom built some things for me in the studio, and I have a wall of shelves to the right of me, but the shelves are not deep because I used to design and sell jewelry, and so my storage was different. Once I got back into making journals, I certainly didn't want to tear apart all of this, the shelving, and redo this room, and the expense and the cost, you know how that goes. So I can only have items on these shelves that are no more than about 7 inches tall. So, you know, finding storage that actually works has been a challenge. So this plastic bin of balls just filled up so much room on the shelf. So, and I've not wanted to do, I've seen them and I thought I wanted to do them, then I changed my mind. I know I'm blathering, but I'll get to it. Decorative shaped ribbon holders, string holders that you wrap around. I just wasn't in the mood to cut out a ton of those by hand or even on my Cricut, because I'm still trying to learn this silly machine, and you know, I'm not where I should be, and one day I'll get there, hopefully. So I've been thinking about this ever since probably for about the past 2 years. So what I did was I took my sari silk and I thought, all right, a strip of cardboard is not difficult to cut. And this is heavy duty. It's not thin cardboard. You know, it's got some sturdiness to it. So cutting it with scissors would have been too hard on my hand. So I just took my ruler and my craft knife, and I had some 12 by 12 sheets of this board, and I just cut strips, and they're about, let's see, yeah, they're just about 1 inch. And I didn't like be all perfect. I just marked them, cut them, and then I started wrapping my sari silk around them and stuck a little straight pin in them. And then I thought, okay, what am I going to do with them? Because now I've condensed them into these. Let me pull out another one. Okay. These. So that I wanted something that they could stand up in like this. And the tub that I had, that was too big. And anyway, I was trying to get rid of it, right? So I looked around, and on my shelf, I had this kind of holder. Sorry, it's hard to show in the camera. I'm going to back up just a little bit, so close your eyes, guys. All right. Okay, you can open them. One of these storage boxes, and again, I found this in a thrift store. This was, actually, I just saw a label on it. Martha Stewart Home Office, and it was in a thrift store for a very, you know, couple bucks probably. So once I got done wrapping all of my sari silk, I just stuck them in here, and this fits on my shelf beautifully, and it doesn't take up as much room as that clear box that I had. Now, I did have some duplicate colors because back when I was designing jewelry, I used to buy sari silk in much larger quantities than I buy them these days. So I did have some duplicates of some of the colors, and I kept those rolled in a ball, and I've tossed them in a box and put that away because obviously I don't need it right now. I have enough to last me. So, see. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you in case that gave you an idea. Yes, I could have found things that were fancier than this cardboard. Yes, I could have cut decorative ones, but I didn't want to. I have other things to do that are more important than that, and my studio is not like one of those beautiful studios you see everybody doing on YouTube where they've got all the matchy-matchy stuff and the, I don't know, they're beautiful, but my room is small and it has to be functional. And yes, I have some, I've tried to make it as pretty as I can, but still be functional. So this cardboard doesn't bother me at all. It's all part of working in a studio. So that's what I just wanted to share with you today. I'm going to put this back. It's the other thing. I can just reach right over and grab it off my shelf, bring it down to my table, choose my sari silk, and off I go. So if you lasted this long, I know I'm blathering. It's a blather Saturday. So I'll see you in the next video. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Like I said, we had a blast yesterday, and now today I need to put some things away, and I'm thinking about my new project. I've got some ideas I want to play with, so I am off to work, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.